We used to get National Geographic magazine, so of course they always had pictorials about Africa, and I always considered myself at that time I was a graceful runner, so it kind of reminded me of the animals that were running on the Serengeti. So that looked like a ticket out of where I was living, because of all seeing the Olympic athletes being, famous and winning medals. When I was first diagnosed with cancer, it was very confusing for my family and me because we had no knowledge of cancer. So as a young child, I felt confused, somewhat afraid, and not knowing what would face me after I was told that I would have to have my left leg amputated above the knee. I didn't know any person who had lost their limb or who, in fact, to my knowledge, had had cancer. But I also think that as a child that you're ever the optimist, right? Because all you know about is living. So it's about breathing and moving forward. When I came home from the hospital, I started to discover, things that perhaps I thought I couldn't do. Of course, I couldn't run because I didn't have two legs, but I had the crutches, so I could run on the crutches. So, that sort of solved that issue. So I learned to carry my books on the crutches and for lunch in the cafeteria, I learned how to manage carrying my own tray. I always think of myself as being resilient, and resiliency was what brought me through surviving cancer. I think living long-term with cancer is that you have to, first of all, you gotta love yourself, and you gotta acknowledge your fears. After having the amputation, it did short-circuit my dream of becoming an Olympic athlete. And I always say that when one dream dies, then you dream another dream. And the other dream was to make a difference in my world. For people of color, I knew that there were a lot of disparities, and we've known that for 40 years, that, the research has always shown that. So my mission that I've embraced for myself is to make sure I'm on the forefront of educating doctors and medical professionals about health equity, and to have them to be sensitive to the needs of their patients, and that the desired outcome is for the best experience for everybody on a level playing field. And I encourage other people to do the same, because as I said before, if you're not at the table, then you won't be represented. And so the more we know, the better that we can make life better for people. When I think about being a child in the basement of a 200-bed hospital, one of the things I do always remember is that at the end of the corridor, there was this space with the window with light. And I always was attracted to that light. And I used those moments as reflecting or projecting that, this wasn't always going to be my experience or my lot in life, that, things would in fact get better. I believe in light. I always believe in, doing the good. It's kind of amazing that, I would have that type of realization so young, but, that was what kept me going.